Hi, everyone. My name is Richard. Two things to start off with. We put like a subtitle here, leveraging technology to visualize student achievement and improve courses, which I think better describes what I'm going to talk about today. Second thing, I'm presenting today. The name Alex Sloan is on here. She deserves more credit than me. Gives a wave, Alex. Other people who deserve credit, Jasmeet, who's in the middle there, because this has been a really big collaborative project with lots of people involved. So what we're talking about actually is ensuring that the graduates from our programs have the knowledge and skills that we say they do when they graduate. Now, we measure those, as you all do, through learning outcomes. We call them PLOs, program learning outcomes, and they're expressing what graduates' knowledge and skills should be. Now, we all have an obligation from TEXA to measure these. We're from the UTS Business School, so we also have accreditation standards coming from AACSB and EQUIS that say we have to measure and track student learning outcomes throughout a program. Now, we do this at three key stages in a program. We call them introduce, develop, and assure. I'm sure lots of you do a similar thing. And the assurance stage is the last stage where we're hopefully graduating experts and we're measuring their achievement of their whole learning throughout the program. Now, previously, this was done with a lot of different spreadsheets. It was very complex. It took a long time. There was a lot of human error. It took Alex here about 2 or 3 days just to get this process underway. And so we thought that when we moved into the new LMS, and we've been using Canvas, we'd look for another way to get around this, to try to collect this data a little bit more easily. And Canvas has a system called Canvas Outcomes, which is specifically designed for collecting outcome data. Now, what you can do with this is embed the program learning outcomes into Canvas, and you can link them directly into subjects. And the key thing here is you can also link them directly into assessments. So what we've done is lined up a program learning objective, and you can see here, into a rubric. And so our measurements of those program learning objectives, students are below expectations, meet or exceed expectations. We've aligned those with criterion descriptors. So when someone's marking, they can mark the achievement of the PLO. At a subject level, there's the Learning Mastery Gradebook. And this allows subject coordinators to look at the progress of their cohort, get a bit of a snapshot of how the students in their subject are doing. But that's only subject level. So we needed to get into the back end, into the data centers. We needed to pull information from different systems. You're probably the same. UTS has information in about 4 different places. They don't link up together. We also wanted a program view. We didn't just want to find out what was happening in subjects. So we pulled the data out of all these systems, we pulled them out of subjects, and we put them into, see, a very early iteration of Power BI. So Power BI is where we collect everything together, and that helps us to visualize what's going on in a program. We can look at the weaknesses, and we can look inside programs, inside the student learning journey, and diagnose whether there are any problems and whether an intervention is needed. So in Power BI, we get a graph which shows student achievement of each of our PLOs. So this particular program, you can see we've got 5 PLOs. Students falling below expectations are in the blue at the bottom. If they meet expectations, they're in gray. And if they're exceeding expectations, they're coming up in black. That then allows us to look a bit deeper. So for PLO 1.1 in this program, which is problem solving, we're celebrating this. We think our students are doing really well. But we've got 10.34% of students falling below expectations in PLO 2.1. which is communication. that gives us an idea that something might be wrong. And so this is the point where we plan a program level intervention. We look into what's happening. It might be happening at the subject level, or it might be happening along the program journey. So our program directors then use a template. We call this our program review and enhancement plan. They use the data, they talk to students, they talk to their teaching team, and they plan out the interventions that they're going to have to improve student learning outcomes. And they also come to my team and ask for help and advice. So we're talking about student learning. We're pulling out that data. We're using the systems behind it all to visualize what's happening in a program and to really see behind it, to look at this journey, to look at how students are graduating. We want to focus on the students. Ultimately, we want to focus on the student achievement, but we're using the tools, we're using Canvas, we're using Power BI, and the plan is really to focus on the future and the future directions. How can we improve what we're delivering to students? There's still a bit of work to be done. Jasmeet's helping us work on looking at pulling data out of multiple assessments. At the moment, we're only pulling out one assessment. We'd like to pull it out of multiple and average it. But overall, we think it's been a great success. It's saved a huge amount of time. We've got a lot more vision on what's happening in our programs. Thank you.